All right, man, today is Wednesday. It is May 31. Welcome to the Dog Walk, presented by Barstool Sports. It's myself, Eddie. We have Chief here. We have Danny here. Danny, how are you?
I'm right. I had a long weekend. I moved in to a high-rise NBD, but you got to reserve the elevator. You got to get the truck coordinated at the same time you're reserving the elevator. Is Miller Lite an ad today?
Miller Lite is an ad today.
All right. I was trying to transition right into that, but it made it a lot easier because I had Miller Lite, and I was worried. I was like, I'm drinking this beer. It's going to cause me to gain so much weight, but fear not. It's only 96 calories and 3.2 carbs. So thank
refreshing.
you, Miller Lite. And it was refreshing, too.
Rewarding.
Yeah.
You finish that move, you're in your. That's how you know you're home, is when you start drinking Miller Lite.
And I said, give me the moving day beer as my beverage for my last supper meal.
The
before
moving
chair.
day Miller Lite is such a good one.
It's a great one, arguably
Yeah.
number one.
Yeah, arguably number one.
Because
I
you
forget
deserve
what
it. You earned it.
Yeah.
You earned that one. Make it a tall boy, make it a bottle, make it a regular can. It doesn't matter.
When I moved into my place, like the only thing I had in the fridge for the first 24 hours was a case of Miller Lite, because it's like, you know, what else? You just go to the store, you throw it in there, and then it's like I'll figure out the rest later. But as long as I got Miller Lite, I know I'm
That's
home.
moving done right. You
Yeah.
ask the guys too after the last one. Hey, you want?
Oh yeah.
As well as the tip, you guys want a cold one?
I feel like that's like a moment of camaraderie too.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Oh
like,
yeah,
yeah.
1000%. So, shout out to Miller Lite. Great tasting, less filling. With a Miller Lite in your hand, summer doesn't just taste great; it also tastes like Miller time. To get Miller Lite delivered right to your door, visit MillerLite.com/redline, or you could find it pretty much anywhere that sells beer. And but just make sure you celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces.
The Miller Lite turns those movers into friends once you
does.
offer it
Yep.
to them.
It does. That's a kind of wild turn of events. You had a wedding Saturday, and then Sunday you moved.
I moved Friday.
Oh, the day before.
Friday. Oh shit.
Well, so rumor has it June 1st is the busiest moving day of the year.
Yeah, I've heard that before too. Yeah.
And I would think it's August 1st, but we can get back to that later. And I was like, all right, what can I do to avoid? Because in a high rise, that makes all the difference. The elevators are booked.
Mhm.
People are in the loading area. I was like, I cannot do it on June 1st. Luckily, the girl who I'm getting it from, the apartment, was moving out early. Her place was a little ready. So it's like, all right, Friday before a wedding is not ideal, but neither will June 1st be.
Yeah, what if your suit was all crumbled up because you moved it?
It was, brother.
Oh, yeah.
I got it dry clean, but yeah.
The day before? Right after?
But I
Both, probably.
I thought of that ahead of time, so did it Thursday. And
Good,
Oh,
dude.
there
That's
you go.
just good.
It's just
The
responsible.
guy who usually sits in that seat probably doesn't take those steps. So credit to you.
Why don't you dry clean? I don't even like the person whose wedding it was.
You don't credit to you.
You could do the old John Smoltz probably though. Just iron it while he's already got it on his body.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's a chaotic weekend for sure.
Yeah.
Memorial Day weekend, nonetheless.
I know.
Good thing you had that extra holiday day.
I seriously
Needed
good
it.
thing I did.
Recovery day.
I got home from the wedding and I forgot to bring like one more box of things in order to put my bed together.
Ooh.
So I got home from a wedding in a suit, basically slept on the floor, but I had a mattress, so it's all right.
So when I moved into my place on Thomas Street, the couch I had didn't fit through it was just like a weird thing, couldn't fit it through the door. Same thing with the bed. Like there was just like pieces. So for like the first month, I was living on a mattress in the living room because I had no couch to watch TV and I had no bed to sleep on. So I just slept while I was waiting for like Wayfair or whoever to ship me furniture.
What do you do with the couch? Like, all right, boys, we're calling it a loss. Let's just throw it in the alley.
We tried every which way, and
Took
it was
the hinges off.
and it was a brand new couch. So it was.
Got to get my guy,
Who's your guy?
my couch cutter.
Oh, yeah. They tried everything. It was wedged in the front door. It was hard to get it out of the front door. Then we finally got it out. They tried to bring it up the back. Couldn't do it. And so I'm like, I guess I'll just have to return it to the store, like, because it came from, I can't remember who I got that from, but I'm like, put it back on the truck and I'll just get a different one.
Probably my favorite guy in my Rolodex is I have a guy who cut my couch in half and got it into my basement where I live now.
Well, they treat it as like an emergency call. Like, hey, we've been stuck on the porch for 3 hours. We can't get this couch in. Can you come as soon as possible?
No, it's kind of one of those things where this guy like knows the lady who owns the furniture shop.
Okay.
So it's almost, I wonder if he is like, he's in cahoots with her.
He's got the authority to make a call on
Yeah,
that.
but she only like, she probably doesn't tell many people about the couch guy, the couch cutting guy.
Why
So
would you?
Can you explain that a little more? Like he doesn't even.
So it was like a sectional that.
Yeah.
But like, how does
So-
it get so? Okay, so but a sectional doesn't need to be cut.
So you could, Harry, you pull up pop the picture up right now if you can. I'll send it to you. We'll get. No, you don't. Not like that. I'm saying hypothetically, but it's basically it didn't make the turn, so he cuts it at like where the couch the
joint.
bottom meets the top.
Yeah.
You know, the backing meets he cuts it there. He just saws and rips it off.
Oh,
and then you
fuck.
carry in two pieces.
But then how does it look normal after that? How is it not all
He
shredded?
just uses more. He just buys more
Oh.
2x4s, and he just drills
No
it into
shit.
different
Okay, that's
spots.
not how I would have guessed.
And then he
No.
sews it back up. Sews the back up. Yeah.
Wow. So he does
Evil
upholstery for you
scientist.
then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
100%. I better check on him. That was COVID. So that was like before COVID.
Yeah.
So well, it was like mid COVID, I should say.
You're gonna call him for. You have an upcoming move, right?
I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm moving soon too. So I might need my couch guy back. My
Yeah.
couch cutting guy.
Get
back.
it out of the basement.
That's a good guy to have, though.
There's only one of them in the universe.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd say so.
How much does cutting a couch cost?
I think it was like $200,
Okay.
$150.
That's not bad,
Yeah. I mean,
dude.
you know,
Upholstery? That shit is very expensive.
yeah, just factored it into the price of the couch. I
Yeah,
guess, you know?
or the price of the move.
Yeah.
Where?
Exactly.
What neighborhood did you move to?
Gold Coast.
Okay.
Kind of like River North Gold Coast.
Okay.
There you go. All right, hey, before we move forward, I want to do a giveaway. I did this last week, and I brought it up in yesterday's show. I'm going to give away a piece of MUGSY jeans merch. Great company, Danny. I know you were with us too. You bought some MUGSY
Oh
stuff.
yeah, I got multiple things I still wear.
Yes, the most comfortable jeans, chinos, and joggers ever. They're made from buttery soft, patented stretch materials that look stylish but are also insanely comfortable. Never too baggy, never too tight. We all love MUGSY here, so that's why I want to hook a listener up. If you buy a piece of merchandise from MUGSY Jeans and you use this promo code Chicago, send me your receipt. Make sure you use the promo code. And by 5 o'clock Friday, I'm going to pick a winner. I'm going to buy you an extra piece of merch from MUGSY. Shout out to Trevor from Alabama. He won last week of the row bag
Oh, did he?
contest.
Okay.
Yes, he did.
All right.
So
See?
sending him a nice pair
Coming
of
through.
joggers. So go hop in, get some MUGSY, head to MUGSY.com and get 10% off now using code Chicago. That's 10% off some of the most premium jeans, chinos, swimwear, and shorts on the internet. MUGSY also offers free shipping and returns, so there's absolutely no risk giving them a spin. If you're in Chicago or Austin, Texas, make sure to head downtown and check out their storefronts as well. Easy vibes every time. Enjoy a beer as you shop. If you're in Boston or DC, keep an eye out for a MUGSY store coming in June 2023. One more time, use code Chicago for 10% off at MUGSY.com. Send me that receipt. Make sure you use that promo code or else you don't qualify. And by Friday at 5, I will send you.
You want
another
joggers
piece.
for the summer too. I feel like that's like my going out pant, like because they have these ones that look like khakis, kind of. That's what I use in the summer for going out.
There we go.
The shorts too. You need to start
Yeah.
off the summer with like a couple rotations. You know, shorts in the rotation.
For
And
sure.
You're scot free the rest of the summer.
For sure. Well, I think that's what MUGSY does is they do jeans and chinos and jogger. They got it all. So
They
go
got it
check
all.
that out. Use that and get buy one get one basically if you win the contest. All right. All right.
Back to it.
Moving into a high rise is a whole nother beast too.
Yeah, I've never lived in a high rise. I'm like, no offense to your new place. I feel like I don't want to feel like I'm living in a hotel, and that's how I feel when I'm in high rise apartment buildings.
I like it. I mean, this just happened to be the most convenient place. It was like the cheapest,
Yeah.
Really?
quickest, yeah. But
Offense taken or no?
I was never.
To each their own.
I get it.
Yeah.
I was never like I need to live in a high rise at
Yeah.
some point. But I was like I'm not opposed to it either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People will think I'm rich and I'm not, so that's always good.
Welcome to my life.
Dude, people do like
My
that's
fucking
one of
life.
those things where I never
Cool.
thought anything of it until I was like house hunting, and the HOA fees if you live in a high rise there are some buildings where it was like more than the mortgage.
Mhm.
It was like fucking insane how much people pay for HOAs to live in a high rise. So it is like it's super luxurious.
Yeah, so I don't really have to pay that. I'm like on a weird deal. I'm basically subleasing. This girl helped me out. I helped her out
Oh,
How'd
that's
you help
nice.
her out? It's mysterious.
because she needed a subleaser and she couldn't find one in the last minute.
You're
Here I
living
come
alone?
along. Yeah,
Wow. So that's a first for you too, right?
yeah.
How do you feel about that?
People are always asking. Like I don't mind it. I never had a desire to live alone. I feel like I could be alone if I want. You know, I just go in my room.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Well,
it's been nice.
I would never live with somebody ever again.
Yeah, now it's like you're just too old to be living with someone.
So you don't got to rub this lady's feet every Friday? That wasn't part of the mutual deal.
This is I've
the fine print of the lease. Yeah.
I've alluded to it before. I don't know if you guys have read it, but that book, The 5 People You Meet in Heaven, when it's just like a random assortment of like, oh, like this guy you unknowingly you saved his life by giving him $1 one day and shit like that.
Yeah.
This girl, shout out Cammie.
I do wonder that. You know, that's one I think I've.
Yours is going to be that dog owner.
Which
that
one?
From the MUGSY video.
yeah. Well,
That's one of them.
I think about that all the time. It's just like a weird, dark thought. But like, how many times you've been sitting in traffic and you're like looking around, you make eye contact with somebody, and then they die on the rest of the way home.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That probably happens like a decent amount.
Yeah. Like, wouldn't you like to know too? Like the closest you've come to death. Where it's like, oh, actually, like if you were, I don't know if you do. It's like actually, if you were at the stoplight 3 seconds longer.
I almost got hit on my bike by a garbage truck in a parade when I was like 5.
In a parade?
It was like a 4th of July parade. I was riding my bike. I decided I'm going to go through the stop sign, or it was something like that. And like a garbage truck missed me by like that much. And I didn't even know, but like my dad and my older sister like remember it, and they still like the vision of it still like rattles them if you bring it up, because it was like that close.
I'm like too embarrassed when I get hit by a car to like stop or anything. I'm like, I'm fine. I'm limping off. Like, don't worry about it. Let's not cause a scene.
Yeah, I got hit by a car.
You did?
Yeah, I was a kid.
How old?
Did I tell this over?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I was had to be 7th, 8th grade.
Oh shit!
Ride my bike across Forest Preserve Drive. There was like a big conversion van. The light had just turned red, and I was in the middle of the intersection, I guess. And the first lane was a minivan or like a conversion van. He let me go, and right behind it was like the smallest fucking Geo Metro. Didn't see me because obviously I was blocked in that lane. And just boom.
Damn.
We need Eddie to get run over by a tall bike one day. That's sweet justice.
No, I think I'd maybe rather get hit by a car than a bike. Some of those bikes are cooking.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? You ever have a close call with a bike where like there's a CTA and you go past it and boom, some dude, you could taste his tires.
The biker, it's never their fault either, right? It's your fault.
The
car, it's always your fault. Or it's always the car's fault, I mean.
Yeah.
Do you ever get like the
Fuck 'em out, though.
and this might just be like a hockey thing, but specifically with skateboarders, if I see a skateboard coming at me, I like have to fight the urge to like throw a little hip check into them as they're going by. Like that's like my dream, is to just give them, because they're cruising along pretty good, and I just want to give them just the slightest little tap would send them flying. I fantasize about that all the time.
Really? What do you got against skateboarders?
What
do you got against skateboarders?
Kind of almost like everything.
Is that a rational fear you have that you're actually going to act on it one day? You know, that like a rational fear. When
I don't even know if it's a fear. I wish I had if I had like a buddy that skateboarded, like let's say like a neighbor, and I just saw him coming towards me one day, and he gave me like I would probably give him a little nudge. Yeah.
That's like that irrational fear if like you're at a restaurant and there's like a bunch of cops there. It's like you know you won't, but like something in your head's like, what if I
steal this gun?
What if I just grab this fucking guy's gun?
See, you're still thinking of Requiem for a Dream.
Yeah,
I told you it would be all these weeks later.
For real. But that, you know, I mean, that's an irrational fear.
Yeah, it's like Bill Burr says it in one of his specials. Like, what if I just turn the steering wheel slightly to the left and just take out a whole group of pedestrians?
Exactly. I think I saw Luke Combs talking about that like he has that.
Where he's like actually worried about it?
Compulsions where he thinks about just like murdering people. He's like, I know I'd never do it, but like it's like a weird thought I can't get past.
I had a boss one time where I wish I could like genuinely would like murder this guy. Like I was like, I'm gonna fucking murder this guy. I mean, but I could never get away with it, and I couldn't do it. But like, I had like fantasies about murdering this, and I wouldn't be able to execute it.
Horrible bosses.
Sounds like you thought about it.
No, I thought about it, but then I get to the part where he's dead, and I'm in jail because I wouldn't be able to do it well enough.
Jail would suck, dude.
Yeah,
that'd be no good.
I wouldn't be good at jail.
No. You know what? You said the dog thing.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta say something about that. This dog narrative's getting out of control.
What do you mean? It's been the same. You feed it with your actions. You keep pouring water on it.
I'm not, dude. It's getting out of
pet
control.
that dog like it was a set of bongo drums. That was the
There's nothing
that was
wrong with
the
a pet.
action of a guy who it just does not encounter dogs, doesn't want to touch them.
No, it's not
That was
true.
like it was like an adult who's bad with kids being like, hello, how are you today?
I was patting it. Why can't I pet? I like to
You
pet
can.
him.
But like
I like a little pat.
going like
know?
that on its like
I've seen your
hind leg.
pets. I don't want to be concussed.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude. This guy won't let me pat his hair.
So why do you say it's been out of control?
Dude, so
So it started with you just being like, yeah, I don't love dogs, but I like them the appropriate amount. And from there, everyone concluded that you kill dogs.
exactly, which is a crazy leap. But this whole narrative, because of you assholes, has put me in a fucking position.
What?
Would you say that
look at I think the only way to get rid of this narrative is for you to get a dog. Why don't you
Well,
just
like
get
I said,
a
I was
dog?
like, I like
Get a
dogs.
dog.
I like dogs the proper amount. I don't love them. If I'm having a bad day, like I don't need puppy pictures to cheer me up.
Yeah, that's fine. You don't want to French kiss a dog.
I don't want to stick my tongue in a dog's mouth.
Yep.
Like that's just not what I want to do.
Get a
So
dog.
I was put in a situation.
Get a dog, Ed.
I was put in a situation recently,
Okay.
and this is where I say, like, this is spiraling out of control. I need to get control back of this narrative. So I'm trying. Okay, I was hanging out with someone, and we're just sitting there, and I was driving.
Mm-hmm.
She was in the front seat, and she's like, "Oh, I heard from a friend that you hate dogs," and I was like,
correct?
"Not true. Don't believe that. That's just a narrative put out there by people."
Well, here's the thing where that's not working in your favor with that. If you have a line, like someone says that line to you, and then you have to explain why it's not true for like 5 minutes, that's a pretty good indication that you're in trouble and
Correct.
that the narrative might actually be true.
No.
They have a bunch
the
of
narrative
butts.
is not true. It is just spiraled out of control. So then she goes, "Oh yeah, they're talking with their." She's like, "I was talking with my friend. Like, that's such a red flag." Like yada yada. I was like, "I agree. I don't disagree." Then she goes, "All right, if you don't hate dogs, go pick up my dog right now from my parents' house."
Well, that's like a incredible ask.
Yeah, it's like,
anyways.
well, I don't hate dogs, but I hate driving.
And I'm
to
like-
random parents' house.
Yeah, I'm like, we don't want to do that. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, because then you'd have to go get your Tesla detailed.
So I'm getting there.
Okay.
Okay. So we're sitting there, and this is like a cage match with this girl at this point. She's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, go get this." Like, you hate dogs. You hate dogs. Like the same thing what you and Dave do to me all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's go get the dog. So next thing I know, parents live nearby. We're at the parents' house, and she goes inside. She grabs the dog, comes back out, and legit, 10 minutes later, I just have this golden retriever that's in my lap in my Tesla, licking the windows,
Yep.
getting hair
Snot everywhere.
scratching the
Yep.
seat. Beautiful dog.
Yeah.
Genuinely, like my kind of dog.
Yeah.
And I also that's my other thing too.
Did it look like the one outside the MUGSY? Because that was a beautiful golden
That
retriever
was a beautiful
that
dog
you just
too.
ignored.
Yes, I agree. But beautiful dog. But my thing is, I also say that too, and I guess that's sacrilegious by dog people. I also like only certain dogs. There's a lot of dogs I think I'm like, I don't really fuck with that kind of dog.
Doggist.
Yeah.
Sure, if I'm dog, it's fine.
I think that's fine. I
Yeah,
think
like I don't think all dogs are like cute.
Yeah, I mean so-
dogs are dog like.
there was the dog I tried to get like right before George, and I think I tweeted a picture of him. He was the ugliest dog I have ever seen. Like he had a snaggle tooth going out here. He couldn't close his mouth all the way. He was like half, looked like he was a golden doodle, something mixed, but he just had like this insane, stupid, ugly face. Like he looked like a, you guys are Simpsons guys, right? Mm-hmm. He looked like Cletus the slackjaw yokel, like come to life as a dog. Like I don't know how else to explain it. And I was like, that dog is so ugly that it's cute. And if I don't adopt it, nobody will. That was like my thinking, because it was that ugly, but it was something endearing about it. So I do think that there are like the reason I don't necessarily think
I could respect that.
And I also think that not all dogs are like super cute necessarily, but like it's almost like more of a personality thing. Like I don't know if like my dog is like, I think my dog's cute, but I think it's like this fucking idiot. Like he's just like I'm in love with that dog. So
yeah. No, I got you.
Was it just you and the dog in the car, or did she come?
She came too, but like I said, I'm just like, how the fuck did I get here? I got this fucking big ass golden retriever on my lap, and
slobbering
like,
on you,
slobbering, digging his nails into the seats and shit. And I'm like, these motherfuckers got me. They're the only reason, because it's like a challenge. You know what I mean? They're the only reason that I'm in this spot where I'm.
No, that's not true.
Yes, it is.
Get like a business ass dog. Get like a Doberman, a sheepdog. Like you don't. It doesn't all just have to be for the cute and cuddly aspect.
Why don't you, to kill the narrative once and for all? We can go down a pause right after the show. You can adopt a dog.
Yeah, if you really like them, you adopt multiple.
When are you moving into your new place?
I don't want a dog.
Why not?
Just because I don't want a dog. Everyone who doesn't have a dog does not hate dogs.
Besides you.
Yeah.
I'm responsible.
I'm not. George is fine.
Regardless. Dogs.
I'm just telling you, look, I gave you a way to get out of this jam. You could broaden your horizons. You can kill the narrative once and for all. And you can just get a dog. You can rescue a dog. You can give a dog a home.
If Eddie got a dog, so many people would be calling animal services.
Oh my God. I would just be sitting there. Some guy in his fucking hat with a raccoon cage, would be like, sir, we have a problem.
So I was walking home today with George in the morning, and I start making small talk. This woman comes up to me. She goes, what kind of dog is that? And I'm like, I don't really know, some kind of hound mix. And she goes, and I'm like, oh, come on, George. She goes, oh, this is George? And I'm like, yeah, this is George. She goes, we've heard you yelling at him. so she lives in the building across the alley. So if he won't walk or he's being a pain in the ass, George.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, but she's like, we were like, is George dog? Is George a child? We don't know what George is.
If you don't come here, I'm not going to feed you today.
Yeah, but she knew George just from me getting frustrated with him. I'm sometimes he annoys me, which is fair to say.
Yeah,
love him,
see?
but he can be a dickhead sometimes.
And I don't really care. I think it's funny at this point.
Mm-hmm.
That's like a funny situation.
I love that. I hope that always happens.
No, I'm not saying that.
Yeah. That's tough though. That is a huge red flag, and if people don't
I
realize,
agree. It makes me seem like a cold-hearted fucking.
Bitch.
The report, like Bill Murray from Groundhog Day, where I'm just like a cynical.
You're
asshole.
a curmudgeon. Yeah.
Yeah, just a curmudgeon. Yeah, who just walks around. Get out of my face.
Yep.
It's not the case. That's not the case at all. I like dog. I just like them the proper amount. I don't want to French kiss them.
So you had a family dog, right? Right, correct?
Yeah.
Later on, yes.
Yes.
Later on.
When that dog inevitably met its demise and went up to dog heaven, were you upset? Did you cry?
He's smiling.
So
you laughed about it.
No, I'm not laughing, you dickheads. Listen.
It's like, yeah, it was the best day of the year.
No,
Got rid of that
two-part.
fucking mutt.
Yes, I did.
I don't
Yes,
believe it. I don't believe it.
I don't believe that at all. You laughed while saying it.
You guys had the laugh track ready to go. I could have said anything here, and you guys would have just spun it back on me.
I looked at you. You smiled. All right, go on.
Just popped in an episode of Seinfeld right after you asked me this question. And the only person I teared up for when I left for college was him.
Why? Because you couldn't punch him anymore?
So you cried when you left the dog at home?
Yeah, it was kind of sad. Like I just looked back and I was the last guy there, and I was like, oh.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe I should have been nicer to you all those years.
Yeah, and also the dog had to be put down, so it was like when I knew it was the last time. Like he had no idea, and there's something pretty dark.
Oh yeah.
There's something pretty dark about it. It was just a normal day for him, and I'm like, you don't know what's coming for you, pal.
Did you go?
I did not go, but my sister and my brother-in-law went, and they said it was deeply.
It's bad.
Deeply disturbing.
It's like
awful.
Imagine that feeling but you see them give them the shot. And you just pet them as they fade out. And it's fucking...
Dude, that's so fucking sad.
Awful.
Like, that's the thing. Like, I don't... If you can't find that sad, then I'm like Patrick Bateman. I'm not.
Yes.
I think that's really sad.
Yeah, of course.
Like, the fact that you might have to do that to George someday is fucking makes me sad right now.
Dude, I mean...
I wish you hadn't said that.
Yeah.
You know what you were doing. You did that. That was fucking dark. You're talking about a laugh track. You set up a laugh track.
I did not.
Yes, you did. You did. You've known George since he was a puppy. You came over to my apartment.
I might have been one of the first people to meet him.
Yeah, I think. Yeah. Yeah, and now you're already fantasizing about the day that I have to put him down.
I'm not, dude. We probably won't be able to do a podcast that day. Probably the whole schedule is going to be clear because you're going to be emotional.
I'll try to do it on a Friday.
It's like a family
Hopefully we're not
dying.
even doing this show in 8 years or 12 years or however long he's got.
Hopefully the Eddie Hates Dog narrative is still running though. At that point.
Oh my God.
But I mean, you could have
I hope you have just the most annoying kid someday who just like every day asks you for a dog and eventually you cave.
I would get I'm not opposed to getting one. I'm not. It's just not something I'm looking for right now.
What other kind of pet would you get then? Are you a lizard guy? A fish?
I don't want like an iguana, dude. I told you I got ripped off by a fish guy at Petco one time for my nephew.
Why? What did he sell you?
I
die on the way home or something?
Went to go get my nephew a fish for his birthday. And I figured it was like back in the day. Hey, you grab a fish from the Ziploc bag or whatever from the tank. You get a little bowl and you're on your way.
Yeah.
This guy, he
upsold you.
He upsold the fuck out of me, dude. He's like, no, dude. You don't want that one. You want this one. You need the tank. And like, dude, you need rocks. He's like, also like, you need water. I was like, what do you mean I need water? And that's where he got me. He's like, dude, if you want these fish to like really be feeling good, like you need to buy our water. I was like, dude, really? He's like, you need a filter. I don't know. For some reason, I felt like I just had a goldfish that sat in like a little round bowl. That's all I wanted. It's a starter fish.
Yeah, meanwhile, your young nephew anyways is probably like the girl in Finding Nemo in the dentist's office. Just
tapping him.
Banging.
I always thought it would be cool to have like a big tank.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah.
You just want the old school orange goldfish in a little bowl.
Well, for his first fish, he was 2 or 3. You know, it wasn't.
Yeah, no, I think that's totally fair.
Yeah, that's all I wanted. I wanted like a carnival fish. I thought you could get a carnival fish at Petco, and that wasn't the next thing I know. It's like, you know, a couple $100. I got this big ass tank, wheeling it around these rocks.
Yep.
I bought their water, and he didn't even appreciate it. Really.
Did you ever win a fish at a carnival or a fest?
Dude, yeah.
Well, I remember me and my siblings, we might have won like 3 once, and our parents like, what the fuck? Like we can't just take home 3 fish on a Friday night.
Yeah. I won a couple of years ago. I won some goldfish, and like we weren't done going out, so I brought the goldfish to the bar and just put them on top of the Illinois lottery machine, and it fell off.
Come on.
Yes,
dude.
And it was like,
you're not helping your I hate animals.
I know.
You're gonna get PETA to cancel this show.
I think about him a lot,
McLaughlin.
and it didn't pop.
That's good. So he just had trauma.
No, he was fine. Like he was good.
Yeah.
How long did he live after that?
I gave
How many minutes?
12 hours.
Gave it some girl at the bar, and I never saw it again.
You might as well drop it off at a fire station.
Yeah.
That was it. Also, I should say,
I am dying to get invited to either a wedding or one of those, like, I feel like they have like that winter ball. It's like a black tie thing at the shed. It always, like, I see it on Instagram every year. It's I don't even know what it's for.
I went once.
Was it awesome?
Yeah.
It was at the shed, right?
This was long ago. It was at McCormick Place.
Oh, I don't care about that.
It's like I think that's the same kind of thing though. I think they just kind of switch locations between.
But doing
Navy
it at
Pier.
the shed, I feel like it's way cooler.
I know someone who had a wedding at the shed, and they said it was not great.
Why is that?
oh really?
Well, I mean, little things, maybe not particularly on the shed, but like they had to outsource, like the staff. They kind of had outsourced, like no one there. It sounded like they were shed workers who had to double as like servers.
I thought you were gonna be like in the middle. They're walking down the aisle. The dolphin was making it run himself.
Yeah.
It looked cool. I mean, you still have the whole shed, but then another layer was like they were taking wedding photos outside, and people are blasting Lil Jon in the playpen.
Yeah.
The hot dog stand out there.
Yeah. But I mean, if you have full access to the shed, I don't see how it could be a bad
Shed
one.
or Field Museum, I feel like would be cool too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I also, second topic, before we wrap here, I did want to say something to you, Chief.
Mm-hmm. I'm nervous about this.
No, you shouldn't be,
Okay.
because you're gonna bounce around like you just won a redemption prize.
Okay.
I had some burrata this weekend.
Oh, really?
That was like
Knock your dick off?
knocked my dick off. It was detached from my body.
Where'd you get it?
Monteverde.
Oh, that's my favorite Italian place in the city.
Is it?
Monteverde is unbelievable.
Have you had that burrata with
But
that little
who do you
biscuit?
think
and
you're talking to?
Oh my god!
It's so fucking good. Like when I think of burrata,
That's what you think of?
that's my number one. And then you know who else? I don't know. I haven't been there in a long time. But when I used to live over in Ukrainian Village, I was like 2 blocks away from Division Street. I go down to that parlor on Division, and they would do like an awesome little like summer fresh tomatoes, eat burrata on the patio because it's a summer food. Delicious, absolutely delicious. But that Monteverde is
Lights
awesome, awesome.
Was that on a salad or what?
No, it was just an appetizer.
Yeah.
It was just like they give you a little ball of burrata, some like ham,
Mhm.
and then there's
Prosciutto.
like some
Yeah.
Some
biscuits.
cherry tomatoes.
Yeah.
So.
Everything coming up, Chief.
Yeah.
He was right
Chief
about the
was
dog
right.
narrative.
Well, no,
was
I
right.
mean, it was still a bad pick because it was under the guise of a
Nope.
backyard barbecue.
No, it wasn't.
And
You
you
can't even say it was a straight face.
No, I couldn't.
It was Summer Foods. I will go back and get the screenshot that said Summer Foods, and I was picturing that patio at Parlor when I picked it.
That was the biggest White Sox Dave comment I ever heard.
What?
You will not go back and find that.
Oh, no, he has
But
to.
I will do it just because you said that.
Good luck.
I think I could just tweet it. I think I could just search for it on Twitter because I'm sure I have a
It's like
screenshot.
4
of
years
it.
ago.
I'll find the screenshot.
Well, you need to screenshot his text telling you what the topic
Right,
was.
that's
right?
what I'm talking about. I think
Okay.
I tweeted out the text.
Oh, gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha. Damn, Ed. He's sweating over here like he just saw a dog.
That's fucked. But it was lights out, and I was like, damn.
It was just the 3-year anniversary of the Burrata Gang. That episode was May 29th, 2020.
Oh, really?
That's
Yeah.
right. Memorial Day weekend
Yeah.
topic.
Damn.
The beginning and the end.
The beginning and the end. You're right. Crazy shit.
So you're part of Burrata Gang now.
No,
Yeah,
no,
you're in
no,
the
I
gang.
would-
Welcome.
I would-
You are.
I would never be a Burrata Gang loser.
Oh,
There's no way.
Here's
Those are fighting
I'm
words.
gonna let that one go.
Because there's certain people won't on the internet.
Now I just did a Twitter search for it. I got so many fucking tweets that just say Burrata summer food because it will take like some effort to actually dig this out.
It will.
Yeah.
For sure.
The only spokesperson for fancy cheese on the planet.
Are you a soft cheese guy?
I like all kinds of cheese.
Do you?
But are you guys like eating burrata with nothing else? Do you like it that much?
What do you mean?
No. The
Like
way
it's
they
an
plain?
appetizer.
I
What's
know.
great
I'm
about
saying
them,
like
they-
without any salad, crackers, prosciutto.
The way they do it, they package it with like this little biscuit.
But
and,
could
like,
you eat it without anything else? I'm saying, like, do you like it enough to just go raw burrata?
Oh, I already found it. The draft is summer foods: 1 meat, 1 side, 1 fruit, 1 dessert, 1 drink.
All right. Regardless, it's not a first round pick.
That's
It's not a first round pick. You could have fucking hot dogs. You took burrata.
But I knew. Look, there's a strategy involved, and I knew that if I wanted a side,
If you could pick one of those, it doesn't matter. You passed on watermelon to get burrata.
that's not a watermelon's a fruit.
I know.
Oh, you're saying first overall?
Yes.
Yeah, but it's like I know that my fruit draft, my fruit list was deep. My fruit board was deep. My meat board was deep. Drink deep. All of it deep.
Do you have the graphic up too, or no?
I just have the screenshot of the text from
Okay.
Eddie.
I confirmed it. I was going to say one of the most underlooked, terrible picks of all time was White Sox Dave's pick right after you, which was like
Hawaiian salad or
Hawaiian
something.
salad. Dave is not eating Hawaiian salad in the first place.
Yeah.
And then he'll 10 minutes later, he's like, I hate marshmallows. It's like, what's the number one ingredient in that? Well, marshmallows. So it's like, what are you talking about?
I like it when it's with lettuce.
And don't get me wrong. It was just a moment where I was like, man. And I've had burrata a couple times before that, but that was the first time where it really knocked me off my ass.
Monteverde is on.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
It was awesome.
It's the best Italian place in the city.
We're a bunch of
There's a
old-
lot. I think there's some contenders, but it's definitely up there.
Yeah, I mean, it's in my top 2.
Yeah.
'Cause I love Las Grolla.
Yeah.
Las Grolla is always going to have a place for me, but that's an Eddie 8 for you. Is your top 8
Valare is
Italian.
awesome.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Ciccio Mio is awesome. There's so many good
Yeah.
ones. Why do you say Jesus?
He said top 8. Dude, top 8
Top.
cheeses.
Oh,
Oh.
cheeses. Oh, I thought you said Jesus.
Cheese and rice. Yeah,
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
like taking Jesus' name in vain.
Hey, you seem like that guy.
People forget that's a commandment. Whenever you say, "Oh my God," you're breaking a commandment.
It's true.
No.
It's fucked up. It's
You
right,
don't,
right up there with cheating.
don't say like you didn't fail religion.
Yeah.
You don't know that.
I did fail religion.
Yeah.
Most disappointed my dad's ever been in me.
Eddie thought there was 9 commandments.
No. I just didn't know.
I think there's actually like 600 or something insane. It's like if
Oh,
like
really?
in the Old Testament they have like, so if you're like a particular type of Jewish, I can't remember what it's called, but like you like Ben Shapiro, like that kind of
yeah,
guy,
he's got that many
like a
commandments?
devout, there's way more than 10. I don't know about 600, but there's way more than 10.
The fact that number 2 on the commandments is don't take the Lord's name in vain is insane.
What's number 1 then?
It's either like don't steal or don't cheat on your wife.
Don't covet thy neighbor's wife.
Yeah. It's like it goes cheating, then saying, "Oh my God." We got to figure it out. We need to like rearrange.
I don't think that they're like ranked. I don't think that's a ranking.
But like every time there's a list, it's kind of like
implied.
Yeah,
like
implied
it's the
there's a
88.
ranking. I mean, they had plenty of time to go through the order. I'm looking up the list right now.
Yeah, confirm. Let's do a stat check. I don't want.
Yeah.
Well, this one is very modern day writing.
But maybe that's I heard somebody it was in a religion class that I didn't fail that said if you look at that and you're like, well, this thing is fucked up, you have to like pause and be like, well, God wrote it. So maybe if I think it shouldn't be the number 2, I should stop and think about that because maybe it's the meaning. I don't really understand the meaning of why it's so high. And you should ponder on that a little bit.
So they're saying that it was number 3, still incredibly high for saying, "Oh my God."
Again, that's pretty arrogant to think you know better than God.
You know, he's not living my life, and I'm not living his.
That's
oh my.
damn sure.
Number 1. You shouldn't have other gods. No polytheism.
Yeah.
Ed, I don't know who you've been worshiping, but God's watching.
Can't have multiples, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven images. I don't even know what that means.
That means you can't have like a statue of God.
Who sings like that? Oh my God.
Usher. I did it again, so
Yeah.
I'm a let the beat rock.
Yeah. I want to Usher. What a ballsy
He's
move.
he
Yeah.
is breaking commandments so many
Yeah.
times in
He's a
that
bad
song.
boy.
Yeah, exactly. How many times have I played it? Every Spotify loop, you just.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you think he gets dinged for every time he gets played on Spotify? Because if that's going to be a tough hole to climb out of.
That's what I mean. Like according to this, like you're basically going to hell if you say, "Oh my God."
It's the way it sounds, dude.
That's
Yeah.
how we're gonna waste our trip to hell. I'd rather do something much crazier to get to hell than saying, "Oh my God."
But we're Catholic. As long as we say we're sorry at the end, we're good.
Is that true?
Yeah, that always was a loophole, right?
Yeah. You just have to mean it, though. It can't be like when you say, I like dogs. You have to actually mean it.
All
Yeah,
right.
it can't be like when your
Right.
buddy's pushing you to the front of the line in grade school reconciliation. Tell him how you stole my ball at recess.
Do you remember that? Like coming up, or what am I going to say today?
Yeah,
Like something like decent, but something that like not too
true.
bad. Yeah.
right.
Yeah, you can't tell him the real
I'm
stuff.
not gonna tell him I cheated on that last test, but I
Yeah.
will say I've been being a dick to my sisters
That's,
lately.
yeah.
Like,
Oh,
dude,
yeah, right, because they could just go and tell.
Right.
But
yeah.
no, they
Never
wouldn't do
trust
that because they have to take an oath. You can't just be like, I cheated on that test.
But it's almost like
Dude.
I don't think he'll like write an email, but like I know he's gonna be chopping it up with some of the teachers one of these days.
Can't.
But it might like accidentally come out, you know, and be like, "Oh, watch out for that one." Like make sure he's got that cheating folder covering his paper or something. It's just not worth the risk, Chief. The priest does not need to know about my test taking
get
abilities.
like excommunicated for that. That's like a
There's a
holy
gray area
sacrament.
though. Like if someone's gonna commit a crime, you're like, I kind of
If
gotta
he's
tell the
gonna
police
murder
about
somebody,
this.
maybe. Yeah.
that was always such a go-to. Being mean to my sister.
Yeah.
Like, you know, what a you know.
All right. Say 3 Hail Marys and 2 Our Fathers. And
Exactly.
I
fuck
remember
off.
I stole like a candy bar once, and I was like, okay, I think I'm gonna up the ante. I'm gonna tell Father Eric about this one.
Yeah.
I was like, and then I kind of bitched out. She was like, "Where'd you steal it from?" And I was like, like my aunt's house, but I wasn't supposed to take it. I can't tell this guy was shoplifting at 7-Eleven, dude. He knows all my teachers and my parents and
Yeah,
shit. I'm gonna
dude.
see him Sunday. He's gonna be staring me down.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
These are-
almost like double jeopardy, though, like or entrapment, where it's like if you tell a priest that you cheated, but maybe you didn't even really cheat, and then he went and tells somebody, be like, "Dude, I told you that in confession. Now you're like fired."
Yeah,
for
I'm saying,
being a priest."
how about you do some reconciliation with
Yeah.
me for lying, saying you
Right.
weren't gonna tell anyone.
We'll put you on the
Father
watch
Eric.
list. Don't let Danny Conrad
Yeah.
by the collection box.
I think that you can confess to a murder and they don't have to say anything. Or they can't say anything.
I don't know. I don't.
It ain't.
We
it
get
ain't worth the
Father
shot.
Foley back in here.
Yeah.
I want to be in on that.
I do.
guy. I got a
wanna
lot
have-
of questions
I
for
know.
him.
Yeah, I got to get him back.
Like, what's
dude.
going on with my life?
We follow each other on Twitter.
He's got a Twitter.
Yeah,
That's
kind of
awesome.
sweet.
That is sweet.
What was the gravest thing you ever reconciled for to the priest?
I think I just used being mean to my sisters. Like,
So you still have some sins in there.
Yeah.
That you gotta
Me?
let go
I
of.
think the next one is I lied to a priest.
what else?
Do you I haven't been to reconciliation since we had to in high school, but is like, do you say like, yeah, I was just like a complete piece of shit this last weekend? Like, is that a sin? It's like I didn't use my time. I was binge drinking. I was.
Well, it's that there's that scene in League of Their Own, where Madonna goes into a confessional and she's like the whore on the team, She's so so then she comes out and she gives like the crosses herself, and the priest like opens the door and he's like sweating, like I can't believe that she did all that shit. Yeah.
You'd have to say sorry for having premarital sex.
I don't know if you guys had it the same way. I never where I went to grammar school, I never had the cage in front of me.
No, me neither.
Oh, really?
Never.
I only had the screen.
I was staring this guy eye to eye, telling him all of my darkest
That makes
secrets.
it a lot harder.
Yeah, they set up 2 shitty chairs and like everyone's in line. So like I don't know, Jessica behind me was a good lip reader. She could see what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, and they see how long you've been up there, like how bad of a boy you've been. This guy's been going at it for 20 minutes with the priest.
Damn, he gave him 15 Hail Marys.
I do remember coming. It was during like confirmation we had to do it, and I remember like there was a line, but we had like the box and like a door on each side with a screen, and I remember like this girl that I had like a big crush on like walked in, and I was like right behind her. She came out bawling, and I was like, "Oh fuck! Like what the hell, dude?"
Not now. I have to say 10 Hail Marys for your father.
Yeah. Like Jesus Christ, and that made me scared to go in.
Damn.
So then I was just like, "Oh, me to my sister," because who knows what she confessed to.
Yeah,
and then got that reaction that
What
from
did
some
that-
what could he say? He was just shaming her.
I don't know. I never asked her about
Yeah.
it.
What are you doing?
But yeah, we had those priests in grade school like our whole career, like 1st through 8th grade. There's no way I'm waiting until 8th grade to tell him all the real ones. You know,
you can't
I don't need him, and
that.
it's eye to eye. Like he sees me the next day. You can't take the human element out of it. He's gonna be thinking differently of me.
100%,
1,000%.
yeah.
I'm not gonna tell him.
Yeah, we would only do it. We had CCD on like Tuesday nights. And that was it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna tell him I had the janitor make keys to the school for me. Like that's
Right.
just not gonna happen.
You tell him you shit in the
Dude,
urinal.
I'm not gonna tell him I shit in the urinal. Dude, I had the janitor make keys for me.
Why did he do that? That's much more incriminating against him than you.
Yeah. Why would you? First of all, why did you want that?
I don't fuck around the gym, go in there and just do stupid shit.
And okay, second of all, why do you agree to that?
Yeah.
Why'd he agree to it?
How old were you? 11?
I was in 8th grade. I was in 8th grade. And
13,
I was like,
14.
Yo, I got the fucking keys. He gave me, he's like, all right, don't tell anyone I gave you these. I gave him like fucking $10, $20, whatever it was. And he's like, here's a key to the gym. Here's a key to this room. Here's a key to this room. And here is the key to the milk cooler. That comes in handy. Yeah.
Does it glow
And I
over?
was like, yes. Let me tell you how many times I broke into the school. 0.
Well,
Because it wasn't breaking in anymore.
Yeah, right.
Way too much of a pussy.
What did you tell him your reason for wanting the keys were? That he was like, you know what, that's good enough.
No, I just told him
here's
he
keys
know
to this
we were like
14-year-old.
going to be mischievous. Like he knew we were just going to be assholes. And like, I don't know.
Yeah.
That would have been a sticky situation. You would have had to do some confessing after that. If
Break
you,
windows and shit.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, just get free gym basically.
Yeah.
For real.
Shoot
Free gym
around.
would be great.
Yeah.
Especially when you're that young,
wonder
you
if you
need
would've-
shelter. You know how much shelter matters. Sometimes you're just driving around on your bike and it's so cold out, you just need a place to go that's not the Dunkin'. you
Yeah.
know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When I was graduating, we notoriously had a shitty gym at our grade school. So did you.
Worst.
Yours was
No,
actually way
yours
worse.
fucking sucked.
No
dude.
way, dude. Yours.
No, dude, no.
We couldn't go in the locker rooms because it was way too hot. Like you get done at halftime, you're sweating bullets. You go into your locker room. It's like, oh well, I didn't know this was a sauna.
No,
Let's take
dude.
this meeting outside.
No, this guy's fucking gym was.
I mean, I take no shame in that. I didn't build it, but for you to be saying that your gym was better,
It was better.
we had dusty floors. That's all you got against
Dusty
us.
floors.
But-
He had dusty floors and rounded out backboards.
Oh, what?
That's
Yes.
yeah. You guys
When
have to
was
play
the
to our
gym?
Rounded
elements.
out backboards.
Dusty floors meaning like they weren't dusty, but it was just a weird material that a basketball gym should not be.
Oh, it's-
Dude, that's like a groin pull waiting to happen.
That's
Oh,
how
you
know.
can't have that.
You know how they say like NBA players are so good because they had to like play in the hood, dribbling on cracks and stuff.
Yeah.
That's why I'm so good at basketball. I had to play at Immaculate Conception.
Immaculate
Gym.
Conception's gym was the definition of poor people's gym.
Regardless, we got a brand new spanking gym, a track on top, and everything. And my
like
got a
family.
track on top.
a mezzanine
Oh,
level
yeah.
track.
Oh yeah,
That's nice.
yeah. I think there might be fucking 2 courts in there for all I
Doing gym
know.
at like the East Bank Club there.
Yes, honestly, like FFC. But so we were basically, my family, when I say we, I mean my parents, paying for this gym the whole time while I was in grade school, but I don't think any of us got to use it.
Benefited.
Yeah, because we all had graduated by that point. So I called someone up who I knew worked there. I was like, hey, like we put a lot of money towards this. I never really got to use it. Like, can we do like open gym, shoot around? Nah. So yeah, I didn't know how I thought it would go, but Hopefully, I wish I had a cooler janitor like yours who would just give me the keys. I have a better case for why I should get keys to the gym than you did.
I think you do. You're right.
You gotta be better at schmoozing.
I guess, yeah. I talked to the wrong people.
Exactly.
I don't know what Eddie did to that janitor.
Eddie
to get those
just has
keys,
this way of getting people to do what he wants, though, too. Come on,
you did something for him, and you don't want to tell us.
I'm not lying. What do you think? I sucked the guy's dick?
You probably you probably mopped the floors one day for him.
What the confession would be for that?
Yeah.
No, I think he was just.
Yeah, you're telling me you confessed that in reconciliation, and that janitor ain't getting in trouble.
No, I said I never did.
I know. I'm saying hypothetically, if you suck that janitor's dick.
No,
I mean, there's a layup line joke there to be made, but I'm not going to do it.
Do it. Come on.
But
that's why we need Dave
here. Did you
here.
see that documentary about the Catholic school?
Oh, yeah. Which one? That.
Oh, he wasn't. The guy was a janitor. He wasn't a priest.
But he's saying if you confess.
Like the priest would have to tell him the janitor.
And I'm saying he might not.
Yeah, they're in cahoots. They got the same business transactions going on. Just kidding, Denny. Priest listening out there.
Yeah, he's like, why did you ask me for keys? He's like, I would have given you the keys.
You want keys to the church? I do.
He was just a nice guy.
Go to my office.
Give you keys to the rectory.
I mean, there's no good way of prefacing this. I was in a priest's room once. I had to do service hours, and it was me and like two other girls in the convent next to like the grade school.
Yeah.
And we had to get something from his room that we needed. I forgot what we were doing. We were just basically cleaning, but he had keys to a certain office in the room. This guy was living like a college kid. He had a clothesline going across his room. He had a water cooler in the corner. There were socks hanging out of his drawer. This guy's like 40. It's like, it was like eye opening. I was like, you're going from this to like doing reconciliation with me?
Yeah.
Who should be forgiven for their sins here?
I think like the obvious thing there is that those guys never lived with women. They like taught them how to like straighten up.
Yeah.
Like not live like if you didn't have any expectations.
No, bro, they gotta be banging the nuns. Like they gotta be banging.
No, but like if you never had any like, I would live like a slob if I wasn't so afraid of never getting laid. Yeah.
But if you know kids are coming up to your room,
but they don't give a fuck.
But they shouldn't be. Like, at least tuck the socks back in the drawer. We don't need that hanging out there.
Dude, that guy was old school. He had a clothesline.
Dude, a diagonal clothesline across the room. I'll never forget it. Dude, me and this girl, Stacy, looked at each other like my room is cleaner.
Has the clothesline died? I feel like clothespins and shit, you just don't see it.
Clothesline's dead as Nixon, yeah. Oh, Chief was probably sad. Using it.
No.
I'm
trying to think.
I kind of like a clothesline. It's like Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Well, that was, remember when I had like my dryer was broken? And people were like, get a clothes rack, like.
I got a drying rack. But
a drying rack, yeah. And I'm like, absolutely fucking not. Like,
nothing wrong with a drying rack, but.
Well, there are people who.
Yeah, there is.
Who like abide by the rules. You got to air dry certain shit.
Yeah,
exactly.
I don't, what, like your Eddie ice cream shirt?
I want to get good use out of these. I don't want it to fucking wash out and just be.
You gotta wait for the next season to get the next batch of.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. Like, I don't wear any clothes that. Like, if I have clothes that would require an air drying, I'm just bringing that to the dry cleaner.
I'd rather it shrink than set up a fucking clothesline.
Yeah, and then I also, like, I lived in a, because when I was, like, 23, I lived in a place that it did not have, like, an in-unit washer-dryer. So I hated going down to that basement. So I would, and for whatever reason, the dryers were smaller than the washers. So you would do a load, and then you'd have to do 2 rounds of drying.
Yeah.
Fucking drove me crazy. So I got like a rack, and then my apartment which was a studio, was always just like, it was always a disaster. So I will never, it's like one of those, we were talking about this on the mid show. What's something that like as an adult, like you're like, hey, like I'll just pay. I'm not going to worry about that. Like I will never live in a place that doesn't have in-unit washer dryer.
No, you can't.
And I will never I'll do dry cleaning rather than wash something then I have to dry it out, air dry.
Would you settle for your building having a shared washer dryer space then, or no? It has to be in unit?
No, I'm not sharing. It's my own. That has to be like, I'm going to go down and do laundry today, and then it's like, all of them are full. What, you're going to say you like the community aspect of sharing your laundry?
No, I'm still thinking about clotheslines. I actually might get a clothesline at my new place just for nostalgia purposes.
Then do you bring the clothesline in during the winter? Like if you're that big on air drying?
Yeah, that's a good question.
No, it sits out there for the 4 seasons. But
yeah,
but no, I'm saying you can't air dry when it's 0 degrees out, or else your clothes are gonna freeze.
My dad's dad had a clothesline. And I remember
my great grandfather.
Yeah, but he was. I was talking about it with my dad this weekend for some reason, but I like have faint memories of their house because like my grandmother on that side died when I was like 5, and then he like lived in that house for a while as like this basically like single guy. But I remember like we would play badminton over the clothes drying, and then we would also use it for like a wiffle ball, like hit it over the laundry. It's a home run,
multi-purpose.
Yeah,
you gonna get a clothesline?
I've been thinking about it since I brought it up.
you hear the word clothesline.
This guy just wants to be in 1952.
Yeah,
I do.
You hear
the
word
like climb under your desk for like drills, for nuclear drills too. Like you want like that excitement. You want everything about the 1950s.
Yeah, the orange goldfish in a little bowl.
Yeah, I don't make them like they used to, fellas.
You hear clothesline as the verb, like knocking someone out more than you do about the actual clothesline.
You're right.
I mean, that was awesome though too.
Oh, getting clothesline.
I wish they would bring that back for football.
It's so emasculating too. Just one arm just took you out unconscious.
Damn.
Whew.
All right.
Clotheslines. We'll run across the Target, see if we can find one.
Do they sell clotheslines, or you just put together a string?
There's a clothesline guy out there somewhere listening. Hit me up. Hit me up. All right, that's it, everybody. Thank you for listening. Tomorrow, going to do a movie watch, first time movie watch with White Sox Dave and Captain Cons. Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Just 3 best friends.
Yeah, it should go well.
My best movies.
No controversy there.
You
like that part best?
I thought that part stunk. Should be good. I've never seen it back to front, so front to back. So go watch that. It's on Paramount Plus, and we're going to talk about it tomorrow. So tune in for that. Yeah, I know, Chief, you're a big fan. And, besides that, make sure you hop in on that MUGSY contest. And, we'll see you tomorrow.